Just to update that this video is extracted from the our member audio or member stream, right? Where I do the personalized training. So it may contain some extra talks just for at that time because it is just a cutout from that whole video of 1 hour. Okay. As always, so do consider subscribing to the channel. 92% of people are not subscribing after watching the video. It does help the content creator, right? And if you're coming from Google search and if this video helps you, don't forget to give super thanks and always like and subscribe. Don't forget to ask any question in the comment section. I do reply to all of them. Thank you.
Asking if you've ever done any migration, maybe from other cloud systems like Avira to AWS to Amazon Cloud, Amazon Connect. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, so definitely. So there has been many projects from Cisco or Avaya, right, which are in
Mm-hmm.
premise, right? And
Mm-hmm.
most
On
of them, what I
premise.
have
Mm-hmm.
seen is either they are DTMF based, right? So they want to include the voice channel, right? What I mean by
Mm-hmm.
voice channel is voice recognition, okay, into their this thing existing contact center capabilities, right? So what I have seen, there has been use cases to migrate from directly from DTMF tree based or menu based contact center or IVR solution to Amazon
Mm-hmm.
Connect. So those with the NLP capabilities from the Lex and all this thing. Also, we have seen projects not exactly the migration, but to
Mm-hmm.
handle the spike. Okay. So once the call come to the PBX, okay. So let me open one old architecture diagram I might have from Avaya. So what you used to have is, let's say you are using Avaya contact center, right? And there is
Mm-hmm.
some Thanksgiving sales or something like that, like where is high expected call volume is expected for a company, right? With in-premise, right, you have to buy the port licenses. What it means is in the world of contact center, right? You have to buy parallel calling, right? If you have a one number, it can only accept one call or one call at a time, right? But to
Mm-hmm.
include multiple calls or more than one call, right, you have to buy multiple ports in that. Where is Avaya? Yeah. So, and everything goes according to the, what do you say? Just a second. My mind doesn't work concurrently.
So
Uh,
pretty much, if a business wants to, they want to, let me say, they want to migrate from Avaya, their legacy system, to Amazon Connect, right?
mhm.
So can you give us like high level steps for like a typical migration, like how it typically works? So maybe if you give us a high level step, we'll have an idea
I already
of
created a
how it will
video on
work.
that. Okay, so migration projects, basically it's not like one-to-one copy, right? There
Mm-hmm,
are additional
mm-hmm.
functions because now we are moving into
Definitely.
new
A
functionality
new
wise, right?
system.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and with the new systems, you get many new
New things.
capabilities, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I already covered this one. This is also there in my YouTube channel under technical pre-sales. So these come under technical pre-sales, right? When you go as a for any request for proposal or request for information, RFP, RFI that we get, right? You have to ask certain question to the clients, and accordingly you create the solution, whatever based on the budget or whatever the client budget is, right? So
Yeah,
there are
of course.
questions which we have listed out. Okay, if a company is trying to migrate or uh,
Please, can you share these resources with us? Maybe the
it's
video and the
already there
link.
in the GitHub.
It's on YouTube.
GitHub. GitHub.
Wait, do we have access to this GitHub,
Yeah,
Rajesh?
yeah, it's public.
We do? Okay. I didn't know that.
So where is it? Chatbot vendor. Which name I uploaded? Uh, think it's not there. Okay, let me upload this one. This one is not uploaded. I will upload. Don't worry. But yeah, the location is this one. I will just copy paste and share with you.
Okay,
Chat.
thank you. Because I think that most of the companies that deal with Amazon Connect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or most of the companies that are currently using Amazon Connect, they are either trying to enhance their system or they are migrating from a legacy system, maybe Genesis and Avaya and
Right.
others like that. Yeah. So I think that it would have been something good for us to know so that we just in case, we'll have an idea of how that is typically done.
Right. Yeah. This is very common, right? So anyway,
Mm-hmm.
before even this cloud world came, right? Before 2016, earlier
Mm-hmm.
also this is how, like, either they want a new system or they want to improve or include additional
The old
capabilities,
system.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
these are the questions which I have listed out. Usually we ask to a company, right? So let's
Mm-hmm.
say we'll go through one of them, or each of them, and you can ask me or stop me if you have any confusion, right? So
Okay.
let's
That
say if
was.
it is a migration project, right? So what are the questions that we ask? Is there any changes expected in their existing IVR call script, right? Now consider this both the world, right? So in premise to in premise, right? Let's say Avaya they have, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they want to include new region. This that can be also included over here. So are we expecting client? We are asking this question to the client. Okay.
To
So
the
are we
client. Mm-hmm.
yeah, okay. Are we expecting any changes to the call flow, IVR call script, right? If it is like existing migration to migration, right? So they will provide us the IVR call script, and we will exactly do in the let's say in premise world also or in the cloud world also, right? Similarly, what they are catering, like, are they catering
Sorry.
business? Yeah,
So this is the same as your the business requirement template, right? There you're sending to the customer to get all these responses from them.
correct. So basically, once you
Okay.
cover all this, you
Mm-hmm.
understand that, okay, from the migration project perspective, what are the things that you have to keep in mind when discussing with the client or addressing the RFPs. So
Okay.
most of the time, what happens is, for request for proposal, what you get is client want to move from, let's say, from Avaya or Cisco to uh, Amazon Connect, as you said, right? Now the
Amazon
thing
comment.
is, what
Yeah.
are the things to ask, right? We don't know how long, how big the project is, what are the things are there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So those details we have to ask so that we can cater what exactly uh, or how to, what do you say,
So
how
who
to.
is asking this question? Is it like the architect that is going to sitting with the stakeholders and the clients to get this done, or the entire team with the developers?
No, so the process goes as there is a sales team, okay, and
Mm-hmm.
this is the role of a technical pre-sales team. It can be architect, so like I do, right?
Mm-hmm.
I come as a technical architect, but I
Yeah.
also handle the technical pre-sales, right? What pre-sales means, I will understand the requirement from technical point of view. I
Point of
will
view.
ask the questions which are necessary to understand if there is a what is exactly the whole size of the project, right? If
Mm-hmm.
you go to my YouTube, right, there is a technical pre-sales. So I have also listed out effort and RL. I think it is there. Effort and resource loading. So what exactly, how you define what assumptions that you have to take before uh, suggesting that, okay, this project might take this much of time. Okay, so how
So
I
there's a step. Oh, yeah, sorry. So there's a step you have to follow to determine how long it's gonna take.
correct, because you have
I
to
think it's all
assume
part of the
things,
requirement
right?
gathering, right?
Yeah, this is all required, not the requirement gathering. This is request for proposal. Means companies has
Mm-hmm.
floated their request. Okay, we want to migrate to Amazon Connect. Now we have to give the proposal that, okay, this project is going to take 2 months time or 3 months time, and this is going to cost you this much, right? So these are the information
Yes.
a sales team
Okay.
gives to the
Okay.
client, right? Now how
Mm-hmm.
the sales team will
So
decide? So that's where
okay, yes.
technical pre-sales come into the picture. Now most of the companies does not provide you the exact details, like how many call flows they have, what exactly they have in the call flow. If they provide, obviously then you have to come with your own template. So like over here, I give you the high level.
Mhm.
Like over here, we have considered some of the scenarios, like if the project is multiple language, okay, that is one.
Yeah.
And bot development, simple, medium, complex. Okay, now what exactly simple, medium, complex? Uh, have I not covered over here? Uh, or did I cover in some other? Uh, that is a problem. I don't listing properly. ROI. This is return of investment. High level PNG. What is this high level? High level PNG. Give me a second. I'm trying to remember things now. This is quite old. Like 2 years back, I have posted all this. What is this? Oh yeah, this is just basically what is happened is this is what I was saying, like RFP, right? So there is a client, they publish their RFP, and it goes to all the companies, right? And they bid for that project, right? And depending upon that, the use case and features that comes into the picture. What I am looking is where is the simple, medium, and complex breakup? You don't have breakup. Okay, usually what happens is if it is a simple flow, right? Uh,
Mhm.
so, so if it is a simple, right? What happened? Okay, if it is a simple, what we are assuming is it will contain four menus, something like that. Four menus, okay, and one expert to agent, okay, something like that.
Mhm.
Okay, one expert, something like that. Okay, I might have explained in the video, not covered over here. If it is a medium uh, call flow or medium, yeah, call flow, you can say. Excuse me. If it is a medium, right, what you are considering is around 10 menus are there, right? One API call is there, okay? One expert is there, or let's say five expert, something like that. Complex, if it is, like there are 15 menus are there, okay? Uh, two to three API call, okay? Uh,
Mhm.
and logging, something like that, you can add. Then uh, 10 skill based routing, something is there. So this is you are breaking the call flow into different categories, right? Now if they have given their call flow, you can categorize them into simple, right? And now
Mhm.
for the simple, what exactly your effort is. So let's say for simple you take 8 hours, so this is all cut effort is in hours, right? And now how many call flows you are assuming. So basically when they provide number of call flows, good and fine. If they don't, we go by always five, two simple, two medium, one complex, something like that, okay?
Mhm.
And then we describe that, okay, for this one call flow, one simple call flow, it takes 8 hours. For medium it take 24 hours. For complex it take 40 hours, right? If any
Mhm.
additional web service call we have to do, so that comes over here. Then uh, for once the project gets deployed, right, we do tuning activity, so that comes into over here. Now consider this as a chatbot solution. This is specifically for chatbot, not for the voice part, okay? Now web page UI integration, the chatbot has to be integrated, right? So that
Mhm.
comes over here. Integration to chat, so this is like transfer the call, so maybe expert is not included over here. uh, so that way you come to the effort of around 484 hours, okay? Now this is
For
your
a
cut.
developer.
No, this is for the whole project.
Hmm.
The
Okay.
technical aspect of it, right?
To
For the
develop the
entire project.
just development of the flow, 484 hours, okay? Now in that,
Mhm.
what you have to do is extra NLP training and all those, right? So we just
Yeah.
added so additional some hours we also add just for the buffer, right? Now again, this is for development effort, right? Each environment will require additional effort. So let's say if there is a development effort, then there is a QA, and then there is a prod, right? So
Mm.
we
Mm-hmm.
include or change additional to that. So what happens is now what we are getting is total hours. This two combination of these two is 628 hours is required from a developer point of view, okay, or development team point of view, starting from development environment to the production environment. Okay,
Reduction in value.
so what you get
Mm-hmm.
But
is person hours is 628, which is addition of these two, right? Now if you divide
mm-hmm.
by 8, it comes 78 days, person days, and you divide by 5, it comes 15 weeks it will take. Now 15 weeks is if one person is working, it will take 15 weeks. Okay, now this is just a
Mm-hmm.
development effort, right? But there are additional team members are also there in your project, so you add designer, right? So basically we keep it around 45% as a development effort to the whole project, right? So based on this you design, like you get 15% of this is you will get this many hours. Then there is a requirement gathering because there is a project manager and all this thing we have to handle, right? We have to give money to them also, right? And then there is a designer team, then there is a testing team, then there is a DevOps team. So we have to
DevOps team.
handle every team. Development team
Good.
handles all the teams pricing based on development team effort, right? So what how much we came at the end, it comes to 37 weeks project including all the people. Now this is we are assuming if one person is working. Okay, now that's where the resource loading comes into the picture. Resource loading is how many people we required. So let's say if customer is saying we have to complete the whole project in 10 weeks, right? So we increase the
Mm-hmm.
number of developer, right? So if we have one developer, two developers, right? So this whole effort will be completed within so 16 weeks total completed means this developer senior developer will work whole. And then again when the actual development start, right? So the actual development start from here, we include another person. And also from the testing side, I means when there's a testing going
Yeah.
on, we have to resolve the
Mm-hmm.
bugs and all those things, so that also gets covered. Then we include two testers over here, right? Then support and DevOps comes over here. Initially only the technical architect and project manager will be there, and they will be built whole time, right? Actual work is doing this person, this three
The
person, two four
delivery.
person. But we have to
Mm.
give money to these persons also because they bring more money to the companies,
The
right?
the company. So
And
now you said
yeah.
in this part you are the technical architect, right? Because you are the one coming out with all of this.
Hmm.
So you decide the number of workers and the cost. So, but the cost part has to is the sales that determines that, right?
Right, right. What we give
Okay.
is resource loading. Okay, like
Resource loading.
how many developers we required for a project, how many managers we require, how many testers we required, how many DevOps
Mm-hmm.
we required. So this part comes under technical pre-sales. Again, this money part, rate card,
Mm-hmm.
will be decided
Mm-hmm.
by the sales team because what
The
we
sales.
say, we will be charged around $74,000, 900 for
Mm-hmm.
this project. Now sales team can go with the margin of 10%, 20%, 30%, whatever. So they can charge zero point 0.1 million for that, right? But they will say, okay,
Okay.
no, we will give you discount since you are our old customer. We will give you 10% discount. It will come to $90,000, something like that. So that is sales
Okay.
part. We don't go over there.
Okay. So now when you have done all of this, how long does it take to come up with this before the project kicks in?
What it means?
Like how long did you come up with all these things, going back to the client and having the conversation and letting them know? How long do you take to get this finalized before the developers kicks in and start building the solution?
That's based on the sales team, right? They will sign the
Okay.
SOW, statement of work, and all this thing. Our role is when the project comes with RFPs, right? Our client comes with
Mm-hmm.
the RFP, we give this information to our sales team. We don't interact with the client until unless there is a demo or something is required.
Oh, so you don't interact with the client, you only discuss with the sales team.
Hmm.
And if there's something to clarify that they need your technical expertise, you can come in now, demonstrate and explain all that.
Right.
So
So
now in the
sometimes
yeah.
client ask if
Mhm.
team has the capabilities and all those things. So team
Mhm.
client also bring their technical expert, right? So they have telecom and all those things, and they have invested. So they must have people in their team also, right? Who are into telecom
Yeah.
or contact center. So they bring their people also and our people also, right? So they see if we
For
have the
testing and all
capability.
that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
So now,
yeah.
okay, another question, please. Can you go back there? So, when you're done with this audit analysis, the sales approve it. Now, let's say you're an architect on that team.
Mm.
Do you also partake in the development and building the solutions, or it depend
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
numbers of? Okay,
So basically, my
yeah,
role is from the means current role as a in an organization is technical pre-sales plus delivery team. Okay. So out of this, how many call flows we have? Five call flows. I will take one of the complex or the medium one, or I assist the team with the one of the call flows.
one of the couples in building and designing
Mhm.
and all that. Okay, you said technical process. What do you mean technical process? I'm trying to get hold of that word.
So there is a sales team. Okay.
Yeah.
Technical pre-sale,
Yeah. So
pre-sales. Okay.
pre-sales means so before the
Can you
sale,
spell it, Ravi? Let me get the exact word. I'm confused. Is it pre-sales or pre-sales? Can you
pre-sales.
spell the
Pre-sales.
word?
Pre-sales.
So if I open this one, technical pre-sales
Okay,
Pre-sales.
pre-sales. Okay.
chatbot.
Pre-sales. Mm-hmm.
This is all
Okay.
specifically for chatbot, okay, not for the IVRs. Okay, that's why
Ajit,
it's
please,
not.
can you also put the link to the YouTube video that speaks more about this? Because you have a lot of videos on your thing and
Yeah, so if you go to the
your
GitHub
YouTube.
link, it has that playlist link.
Okay. Okay. Also, what's the meaning of RO? Is it RF? RF something? Resource something?
Re-
You mentioned
request
RF.
for
Which
no
one? This one?
request for proposals. Oh
RFP
no,
or RL?
Oh, okay.
RFP is
Okay.
request for proposal, which client floats
Mm-hmm.
to all the
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
companies, and then company bid like how much time and how much money they will charge,
I
and
they will
heard
based on
charge.
that,
RSP.
client
Give me
decide which one they want to go ahead with.
the
The
one to
one of
go with.
the. So you
Right.
only
So
interact with
what if it's an internal resource? Like what if you're not working with a client, you're working for that company itself, like they are migrating from an old system to a new system. You still go through all of this, right? Because of course the company needs to know the
Then
estimate that's gonna cost
this
them.
part will not be there. Okay. And
Okay.
mostly you don't have to worry about
the
uh,
cost.
this upper maybe till this part, right? So design anyway is there, right? So again,
Mm-hmm.
depending upon, so again, I have listed out assumptions. Like if it is a new platform, you consider that okay, you have taken too simple, too medium. NLU will be there. NLU is considering five use cases, right? And then we are considering only one of the platforms, like so we specify that okay, we are considering only Amazon or we are considering only Google or Microsoft, whatever, right? Estimate are only for
Mm-hmm.
the two environments. If they increase the number of environment like QA, pre-QA, and all this thing, sandbox, so then the estimate will increase, right? So again, these are the assumption list that we provide. Everything analytical part is only from the out of the box, whichever the platform is they're using. Web services are available for consumptions, right? We also specify now that it has to be in rest, oops, restful or restful only, okay? So that they don't provide different kind of APIs. No warranty supported is included. Okay, so warranty we have not included. Yeah, we have not included warranty. No, we have included warranty, no?
There's warranty. So if in case you are working for an end client and you still have to all communication is being done with the so we are sending this business requirement template, you're sending it to the sales. This who is actually sending this to the client? Is it the sales that sends it to the client and then they bring it back to you guys?
It's only sales.
It's always sales. The person was okay. All right.
And usually, what's like your team made of us for a project like this? Like, is it one architect, one developer, one DevOps engineer? Like, what's like the team
No.
One
comprised of?
QA.
So basically, architect will be one, okay, who is sitting in the client location. One manager will be there, or this person can perform dual role. Okay.
Dual
Dual role,
role.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Developer will be in the range of 2 to 5 to 6 that I have seen mostly. Okay. And tester starts with every sprints, right? So we go by
Mm-hmm.
the milestone or the sprint cycle, right? So maybe after 1 week or 2 week, the QA also gets started from here because they have to design the test plan and all this thing
Yes.
along with that testing of those sprint cycles.
So if the architect takes the role of the project manager, they'll be the one to do the stories, how it's built and all that, and whatever the developer.
Story,
Mhm.
sorry, story is our product owner, right?
So
So
product,
product,
yes, I'm just
Or
giving
business
an example.
analyst, right?
yeah,
Product
because
owner,
they
or
know
technical
that okay,
business
what are the
analyst.
important MVPs, most viable product, right? So they want to bring that solution. So let's say, how can I provide over here? I don't have that
So
Excel with me. I have to create so many things, but I'm don't not getting time.
okay, because you
Uh,
said that the
yeah,
architect
this
can
one.
take the role of a project manager. So if the architect can, like, not all environment has a project manager. So if the architect is doing both functions, he should be able to do the business stories and all the refinement and assigning them to developers, right?
No, so that role does not come to the technical architect. Technical architect can specify how much effort the product owner or business analyst. So let's say if your contact center receive 1,000 call in a month, okay, assumption is there,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Now out of this, if uh, let's say 300 call, which is like 30% of your call, so
Mm-hmm.
30% of call is specific to one use case, right? So your
Yes.
analyst will determine, okay, this use case should be done so that out of 1,000, 300 calls are getting automated, right? So this is business analysis decision based on the call reports or what you say, all the
Mm-hmm.
reports that are call volume reports, which areas are getting affected, right? So
Mm-hmm.
based on that, they will decide. Now, once they decide, okay, they want to do, let's say, something like FAQ, okay. Now, with
Mm-hmm.
this, they will discuss with technical architect what are the key areas which out of this 300 it will again have breakup, right? So some FAQs are related to payment, which is around 120 calls in a month. Then let's say uh, card block is around 80 calls in a month, something like that. And rest of the call is 100. So let's say there are 10 use cases within one use case or sub use cases within the one use case. One use case is FAQ, okay, and within that uh, excuse me, sub FAQs are there, right? Sub FAQ in that also, which everyone contributes to some level of volume, right? So out of 300 it will take around 10%, some will take around 2% and 3%, something like, which makes to 300 calls, right? Now business analyst will decide, okay, for this use case what are the questions we have to handle, okay, so that it will cover your 10% out of 3, meaning 30 calls in a month. And on that it will so BA will, a business analyst will discuss with the technical architect, okay, like how much time we required, what are the use cases, what are the things that we have to cover, so that we can start with 10%. Then this will be first sprint, second sprint, third sprint, and these are a combination of both, right? They will decide, okay, for FAQs we have to list it out around 10 FAQs we have to add, and in that we have to give solutions. Consider this is a chatbot, we should add buttons also, we should also have integration with CRM also, we should also provide uh, top three queries also, so that they don't have to time waste the uh, time over there, right? And agent integration also required, right? So these are the things that we required by default for any use case to get enabled, right? Now business analyst
Mm-hmm.
will decide, okay, uh, 10 FAQ add first in the first sprint, One developer will be working on this one developer will be working on this one will be working with the this one. So this include your API team, right? CRM team will be also there. CRM team, then a developer team. So let's say you are Amazon Connect and you are developing in Python, right? So your Python guy will come
Mhm.
into the picture, and then API tester will come into the picture because we have to test all the APIs, right? And
Mhm.
suggestion. So over here, let's say your machine learning guy come into the picture if you are using something like that. Okay, top three of the month, right? So machine learning guy, database guy will come into the picture. Again, Python developer will come into the picture, or maybe ML guy or Python guy will be the same. And anyway, your Amazon Connect guy is always there for all these scenarios, right? Agent
Mhm.
integration only, uh, we required AWS Connect, plus we required um contact center manager or a lead or supervisor, right, who will give you skill based routing, right? Skill configuration that you have to do, right? Agent onboarding, if SSO is there, like integrating with Okta and all those things, so that team will also come into the picture for agent logging. So this way you break each section or each, so simple one FAQ or adding 10 FAQ will require all many these things. Again, if company has a budget and capabilities and they want to invest that much, if business analysts say, okay, we don't require integration with the CRM. Why do we require the integration with CRM for FAQ? This is just required to say, hi, Emma, this is XYZ, how can I help you? If we don't want to say that, hi, I am XYZ, how can I help you? So then we are removing the CRM team. So business analyst will decide how to go with that. Also, they decide don't want to include top three suggestions. So we are reducing the time effort, right? Time effort,
Mhm.
business. So this is all business decisions. But again, once you, what your role is basically to understand what exactly they want and what are the things come with this. So as I said, right, once you include
Mhm.
the CRM, who all the guys come into the picture, once we include to provide the suggestion like top three, how the top three will work, there has to be some logic, right? It has to store the data, how many queries user are making in a month, and based on that, what are the top three, and what logic or machine learning, or basically machine learning is also not required. Just a top three database query will also do. So based on that, you can do. So these are all breakup comes with each and every one, but it is not your decision to which use case will be the first and uh, which will go last. It's a BA or product owner responsibility.
Okay, so he does that with you in the picture.
Yeah. So whenever it comes to implementation, like how it will get implemented, then you come into the
Mhm.
picture like, okay, we for this development we will require these things.
Then you decide which developer go use can
Yeah.
assign what query to them and all that. Then you in the picture, you also take part in the development.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay, all right.
Means again,
That
depending upon what exactly your role is. I do take because I want to be hands-on.
hands on. Yes.
Yeah, because there are scenarios where people don't want me to get included in the project because there are other projects are available which is more complex. But I
Mhm.
always try to get involved.
Okay. So the only
So
time you find yourself talking with a client is where you want to do the demo of what you guys have built. Then you present it out to clients and to explain everything and all that.
So the RFP demos are a little bit different. Like they come with the use case. We create a dummy kind of a use case. Okay, they want to do hotel
Mhm.
booking or some kind of a that in a chatbot. So we give a high level demo with respect to some other client, but we remove the client names or something like that. Or we create a dummy system. We don't have a backend system. We don't have integration with agent and all this thing. We just do a demo with a mock experience.
Okay, but I'm talking in a case where you guys have actually built the solution and you want to
Mhm.
hand it over to the customer.
Yeah, yeah. So they are anyway involved, right? We work with them.
with them. Are they gonna bring in their QA and all that to test whatever you guys have built, just to ensure that it's working correctly
Hmm.
as per what was documented in the SOW one and
Hmm.
all that? Okay. Donna, please go ahead. I think you have a question.
Yeah, Rajiv, I have a question, please. So, in a case where you're migrating from an old system, right, it means you're going to work with developers from that system. Let me see if you were in Advire and want to move to Connect. So, you're going to have Advire developers and architects involved for the entire migration, right?
No,
Not really?
no.
Oh, no.
Mm.
No?
We just require their
So
call script because we don't need anything from Avaya. Okay. What we
exactly.
required is call flow. We required if they are making any API call, right? So we required those
Mm-hmm.
APIs. So that is what I have listed out. So if any IVR solution is there, what are the things that we have to consider is IVR call script, right? How many language
Mm-hmm.
that IVR supports? Is your new system support those? Does the IVR system support only DTMF, pressing the key, or voice, or both, right? So those questions we have to answer. Routing strategy means skill-based routing. What exactly, how many you have, and what logic you have, right, over there. Does your IVR connect with external systems like CRM, database, payment gateway, voice biometrics, and others? So need the whole list. We have to see if those are available in Amazon Connect. Do you want to include
So
any other? Yeah,
yeah, so this is what we call information gathering.
this is to understand the
Like
migration project. Okay.
yeah, let's say yes, that's the project you're working on, and you say that you were involved in information gathering. Is this what it is? I don't know.
Information gathering. Yeah, yeah, requirement. You can ask this
Okay.
question. So this is applicable everywhere, right? So these are general
Mm-hmm.
questions that you should know or you should ask, even if it is a migration project or if it is a request for proposal. It is
Okay.
applicable everywhere.
Okay.
Does your system is performing only inbound or outbound or both, right? So that those question you have. APIs are available in REST or SOAP, right? What
Mm-hmm.
those digital CTI, like what are the information that we are capturing in the chatbot or IVR has to be passed to the agent. So those details, right? So these are the questions you have to consider, keeping in mind both the migration or a new IVR. Okay. Now this is specifically
Okay.
for IVR development, right? But
Mm-hmm.
contact center is not related to only IVR, right? So there are many other use
So
case scenarios are
other things.
involved.
Yeah.
So, like, what current version, if it is a migration, anyway, it is not required for a new application. Hardware and software, right? So, what are the call recording solutions? What are the analytical solutions? Or if any other hardware or software that you're using, right? That you have to ask them because we have to know from contact center perspective if they are looking for a particular
Mm-hmm.
recording solution, uh, do we have to engage with that one or not, or integrate with that or not? If they have
Mm-hmm.
created their own own some software, right? So companies develop their own software also, and integrate with their existing system. Do we have to integrate with that, or what exactly the functionality is performing, so that we can tell if it is possible or not? If it is only in-premise to in-premise, any upgrade or new installation or enhancement which is not applicable for the cloud, right? How many CRMs? So there has been instance where for one region, let's say for India, they are using Salesforce, and for US they are using Dynamic 365. Some other region, Africa, they are using Zoho. So we have seen such scenario, Yazendex, where different CRMs are used on different region because companies do acquire in different areas instead of creating or doing the development from the scratch or creating a team from the scratch, right? So they acquire companies and different companies have different CRM system. So which one will be primary, or do we have to integrate with the all? So let's say if the question is Salesforce, does the Amazon connect integration with the Salesforce? You can say yes, but with the Zendex, with Zoho, we don't know, right? So that is the questions come into the picture. Maintenance for this one does not include in the cloud based. RFP also, yeah, CRM I already mentioned. Yeah, so again, contact center for few region, uh, they have both voice and DTMF and payment gateway and voice biometric. Somewhere you will find they have only DTMF on, nothing else is there. So we have to keep or ask for that questions also. City adapter does not required anymore. Yeah, do
Mm-hmm.
you have all the architecture diagram, system context diagram, and what are the system and subsystems are there where you store the informations, right? So
Mm-hmm.
this is one of the most important thing, because company invest legacy platforms are very complicated because they have a contact center and they started creating systems and subsystems based on whatever the output they can generate from that, right? So it can be a
Mm-hmm.
text based, pipe based separated. Now in Amazon Connect you will get everything in JSON format. So those things you have to understand, okay, what format they accept, what format we generate. So that also you
Okay.
have to keep in mind. uh Interface, okay, so this is not required because this is basically to the CTI. Cloud World does not require anything. Single instance, yeah. So this is resilience, like for the for those means for in-premise you can create multiple resilience, right? Sorry, resilience over
Yeah.
there or fallback, right? But Amazon Connect
Fallback.
have a restriction from. So let's say in India you do not get Amazon Connect, and if your client is having contact center in India, you can't use Amazon Connect. So that's also a challenge. And resilience is only available in US and Europe. We saw, right? What about
Mm-hmm.
if they have a contact center in Africa? Then what to do? So then you have to list it out. Okay, this is not possible in Amazon Connect. Uh, Data issue does not matter. CRM we covered. Routing strategy we covered. Okay, yeah. So what are the administrative tools they use, right? So this is in point of view of excuse me, supervisor. Like what exactly they
Mm-hmm.
do, how they monitor their agents, and what exactly the facilities those tool used to do, and what exactly you're expecting same from Amazon Connect can do. They do barging, they want to monitor and all this thing. So you listed out those capability of existing one and see if it is uh, required or if it is available in Amazon Connect or not. Channels. So yeah, this is again from the CRM perspective. Your contact center were able to handle like chat, video, social media, email integration, and all this thing. Does your new system provide this or not? Recording solution, as I mentioned, companies do invest in many recording solutions from Variant and all this thing. Variant, Zoom, many other companies are there which have the legacy system of recording solutions, right? Now with Amazon Connect, you get out of the box. So again, how much calls are need to be recorded and all this thing will get covered over there. Workforce management, as I mentioned, right? So which workforce management tool they were using, what are the capabilities it has. Same thing in our side, workforce management tool that we have, right? That forecasting and all this thing.
That-
Uh,
Okay. So okay, Ravi, for this workforce management tool, Amazon Connect use the forecasting capacity and planning, right?
Correct.
But can the clients choose not to use that and bring in their own management tool in Amazon Connect?
hmm
So, what are some of those tools that customer can use apart from what Amazon
I have
Connect
no
offers?
idea. I said right, workforce
Uh,
management
yeah,
is
you
deep
haven't.
inside of a
So,
contact center
so okay,
supervisor side, so I don't have
this.
any
Oh,
exposure over.
okay. So my question is, as an architect or developer, are you obliged to know how that functions? Are you the one generating the reports and all that to determine, let's say, the numbers of agents to hire, the resources and all that? Are you supposed
So workforce
to know?
management tool is basically is a kind of a roster, right?
Mhm. Yes.
Roster. So who will be
Mm-hmm.
logged in for this day and this many hours. So
And all
you
that.
create the forecasting for a whole month. Now,
Okay.
if you have this much idea, should be sufficient. But again,
But no, I'm just saying, like in a real scenario, is it like an architect or a developer? Are they supposed to? Are they the one generating the reports? Are they the one analyzing it? Or because I feel like every company should have a Power BI team that I think as an Amazon Connect, you just download those reports and send it to them. They work on it.
yeah, mostly that is how, because this is all
It
client who will be performing, or the company
mm-hmm.
that you're working with, right? And
Yeah,
from Amazon Connect perspective, you just have to provide the information to them. That's it.
to them. Okay, makes sense.
So then this
Donna,
is
this was
is
a very good question you asked.
migration,
Hmm.
all about the migration. Let me upload this one. Meanwhile, any other questions?
Yeah, Donna should speak because it's like she's good with questioning today.
Um, um, well, maybe not right now. I don't have any in mind. I just wanted to understand the whole migration thing from the side of an architect or developer,
A
especially
developer.
when you're working, we're transitioning from an old legacy system to Amazon Connect. Like, okay,
So, um,
Ajib, I have another question, but I'll ask you when you stop the recording.
Just a second.
we don't want that to happen.
I don't want to be captured in the recording.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait.
Gosh,
It's not
there's
done.
something I wanted to say. I've skipped my mind, but
Rajiv, that
um,
DTMF thing.